Welcome to the show. This is the Jay and Cody Show with your host Jay and your other host Cody. Oh, Cody, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. How you been?
I've been okay. Can't complain.
Really? You loving the weather?
It's fucking cold as balls.
It's incredible.
Dude, it was snowing yesterday.
I know, it was incredible. I've waited all year for this.
Listen, I hate the heat. Despise the heat.
Me too.
But I also don't like freezing my balls. Dude, I was like hanging out last night just like trying to game, and my hands were just fucking freezing.
Really? I was awful toasty in my house.
Well, you live in a new house.
No. Definitely not.
You have central heat?
I don't know.
You probably do. I do not. I live in an old house, like from the 1900s.
Well.
Like fucking Jesse James used to stay at my house.
Right.
Fucking old as shit. It was cold, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I get that.
Also, due to the fact I'm lazy, still have an air conditioner on a window, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of causes some problems.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, it's a fucking mess. It takes like 4 men and a dog to move the motherfucking thing.
Does it?
It's fucking huge.
Really?
I mean, it keeps, like, I'm never hot in the summertime.
Just like the air conditioning's outside? Is it outside?
No, it's in the window.
Those aren't that big.
This one's huge.
Really?
Massive.
I need to see this. Sounds incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's killing the planet, and it's,
Right, yeah, but
it's huge, I mean. And it keeps everything really cold. Nice.
well, that is nice.
Which is nice, except for it's fucking like, I think
Right.
last night, or this morning, it was like 15 degrees.
Yesterday it got down to like 10, I think.
The fuck? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not, I've told you, I'm not one for the extremes.
Yeah.
Cold or hot.
Right, yeah.
And it's bullshit, because I don't know how to dress.
Right.
Like,
me
in
either.
here, it's fucking hot as shit.
Oh, I know. And we're both in jackets.
Mm-hmm.
And like yesterday and today, I was in shorts. So.
Well, I'm wearing, like, another layer of pants, too.
Nice.
Yeah. Because, well, normally, we come in here during the winter, or during the summer, and it's hot as balls.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, it's going to be fucking cold.
Right.
No. It's just always hot.
Oh, I know.
Which is a killer all in of itself. I can't do both.
Right. We gotta figure out something to do about this place.
It's fucking retarded. Anyway, man, what do you think about the draft situation? You know anything about the drafts? Our long-necked friends?
And since you kind of slur your words, giraffe.
Giraffe.
Yeah, there you go. See, the first time I thought you said you're saying draft. Like
Draft?
war. Like war drafts. Or like the beer.
Giraffe?
Yeah, see, that sounds like you're saying draft. Like D-R-A-F-T.
Giraffe.
Now,
Sounds
but see, now it
if
sounds
I
like giraffe.
over giraffe. I mean,
It's better than giraffe. It just sounds
Giraffe.
like you're like burping.
no.
Giraffe.
You don't fucking listen. And that's a problem. That's why your mom hates you, because you don't
Probably.
listen. Anyway, they're going extinct
Yeah.
because people like you,
Like me.
yeah, climate deniers and such.
Am I a climate denier?
You were?
Was.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did you change? Did I somehow molest your brain?
Kind of, yeah.
No, that's one of the things they're saying is.
What does the climate have to do with it, though?
Well, it's not really the climate. It's the fact that, like, the deforestation.
Oh, yeah.
And
That makes
that's
sense.
really fucking with them. Not to mention, like, wars, I guess.
I'd believe that.
Like, but I don't know. Maybe it's because I've never grown up around them. But I would have a hard time, like, being caught up in a war when there's, like, giraffes running around.
Right.
Like, fuck, there might be rhinos. Every time I see a giraffe,
Oh, I know.
I see a rhino and other shit.
Right. It's all Far Cry.
Yeah, like, fucking rhinos don't give a shit about some bullets.
No. It probably just shrugs them off.
Well, sadly, though, they do. Because I was just about to say, they'll come the way of the black rhino, who's also extinct now.
Yeah.
This is the most... It's weird being born in a time when, like... And I can't remember how many... I looked this up, actually, this morning. And it's like hundreds of species have been extinct in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 13 species of birds that have been extinct
Really?
this year.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, what... I don't know. Like,
What's causing it?
us, man.
Yeah, but
Like, why is my thing. Like, Why do you kill a giraffe?
I don't know. Because it's exotic, I guess.
I mean, hunters make me sick in a way. Because, like, I don't know how many people fucking die of, like, crashing into a deer on the highway. But enough. It happens. It's a thing. Mm-hmm. Fucking hunt those motherfuckers.
Right, yeah.
They're the ones causing the problem. But, like, it's not sexy, so why would we do it?
Right,
I want to go
yeah.
hunt a lion.
Right.
Alright, you want to hunt a lion? I'll give you a knife.
Right,
Have
yeah.
fun, and you better fucking Facebook Live that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, but no, they have to use, like, a 50 caliber sniper rifle.
Yeah, no,
And,
I know.
you know, that's the only way they can, you know... Hey, try this out, actually.
Okay.
Sorry. For those of you listening, I was handing him some e-juice,
What
which
is
is
it?
another thing that's gotten to me. I saw this whole thing on fucking... Oh, it's some kind of mix. Or someone sent it to me to try to replicate it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I was reading on CNN, which... CNN, you piss me off, because I'm one of those people that defends them, and I'm like, no, this is real news, blah, blah, blah. MSN is real news. Fox, as biased as it is still real news.
Right.
We gotta stop listening to the alt-right. And I'll get into that here in a second, why the alt-right is a really bad fucking place to get your news from. But they put something up on vaping, and it was like the Surgeon General's warning about vaping. And the article was so one-sided. It was like against vaping completely. And it's like, okay, number one, the main meat, the taint of the article is about how, like, high school and middle school kids are vaping more.
Right.
And it's gone up like 900%. Which,
Right.
dude, no responsible, good adult vapor wants kids to be
Right,
vaping.
yeah.
It's gonna fucking ruin it for us.
Right.
We know that.
That's why people get read up for selling to underage kids.
Yes. And one of these, and in the article, someone actually commented that people that do that should be arrested for no longer than 5 years, or for no shorter than
Selling
5
to 'em?
years. Yes.
Goddamn.
If you're working somewhere and you actually 5 years mandatory should be the.
Jesus. That's
Yeah.
a little much.
Oh, come on. I mean, maybe you raise your kid not to try to fucking.
Right, yeah.
You know?
I mean, I see it somewhat both sides. First of all, I do think, you should raise your kid to at least abide by the law. But, if you don't check their ID or you get it wrong, shame on them. That is their fault. But if it's like a first-time offense thing, I don't think you should go to jail for 5 years. 5 years can ruin your life.
Oh, 5 years can
Easily.
definitely ruin
That's like
your
a
life.
felony.
Yeah.
So, a lot can happen in 5 years that can set you back so much.
And to your point, you're right. No, if a company's making a lot of money off of selling to minors, then yeah, fuck them.
Right, yeah. No, I completely agree. With that.
But if someone just one time misses an ID or something, 5 years in fucking jail, prison,
right? Yeah.
Fuck that. But anyway, it just the article was written so biased against it. And there again, I don't have much to complain. Like, for the most part, that's where I go. I go to CNN. I usually am more up to date on shit than most people I know.
Yeah.
So I'll give them that. But also, I'm tired of the fucking Trump bullshit. Jesus Christ.
Oh
like,
my
I know
God,
we're
I
going
know.
to hell. I know it's,
right, in a handbasket.
But, one thing I want to touch on is the alt-right.
Okay.
And why that's fucking... Like, we listen to Alex Jones.
Unfortunately.
Did
you see that video I shared on Facebook the other day?
No, I haven't been on Facebook in, like, days.
It was like this video on his show, I think it was. And it had a picture of Hillary or something, and I couldn't even understand what he said. He was just yelling, and he, ripped his shirt off and, ran off stage and stuff. I'm like, how the hell do people take this guy seriously?
Because,
Come
Cody,
on.
it's all about the globalization of the world, and you got to know how much we're the CIA's involved, and Obama, he knows all about it, and I'm...
Right. Oh, it was so stupid. I was like, why do you people listen to him?
Because it's the truth. You got to know that this is the absolute truth. All the other media, the MSN, they're ran by the globalists and the communists. It just all over there.
I wish you'd whisper in my ear like that a lot more when you're trying to seduce me.
I know, right? No, you're right. He goes off on these crazy fucking rants. And here's the thing. which I'm not going to defend this place's name as a pizzeria, but Comet Pizzeria
Yeah.
in Washington, D.C. was shot because of an alt-right news story.
Yeah.
Someone with their fucking assault rifle, because they get to own them now, went in there to investigate a story they heard on an alt-right
Which who investigates with a rifle, by the way? Republicans.
Them and cops, I guess.
Yeah.
But, that's another thing I want to talk about. Remind me. The cop thing. Anyway, he had heard a story on an alt-right news, and here's the thing that annoys me about it, is you can't pin it down. And they take no responsibility.
Right, exactly.
Fucking Brian Williams said, "Oh, I was shot at."
I was just about
to. It wasn't true.
Right.
And it was stupid, but the dude fucking got sacrificed for that shit.
I know.
Like, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's such a liar. He's such a..." Somebody had caused this pizzeria to be shot up. And it was false, completely false, that Hillary Clinton was, like, running some sort of child rape ring out of the back.
People.
Come on, really? You really believe that that's what's going on? But apparently they do, because that's where you hear it. That's where the real news is being said.
And you know what's funny, by the way, I just want to throw out real quick. I bet that's the same people who are telling us to let it go, the fact that Trump won.
Yeah.
Those are probably let it go, Trump won, stop getting your panties in a bunch. But hey, by the way, we're going to spread all this crap about Hillary Clinton.
And not take responsibility for it.
Right, yeah.
You know, like, that's the problem, is they can go off and say whatever they want. We can say whatever we want. That's true. We typically try not to.
Well, what people don't understand is you do have the freedom of speech to say whatever you want, but I don't know if it was you or one of my friends that made this analogy.
Thank you.
It's like, it's like yelling fire in a theater. You can go in and say it if you want, but you got to deal with the consequences. And I don't think when people do this crap, they realize there's going to be consequences. You may put someone's innocent life in danger.
What bothers me is there's no consequence for these people in this right media, alt-right media, coming up with these stories.
Right.
They should definitely, pay some kind of restitution for this. And I believe shutting down their organizations is what should be done.
Well, and it's funny how they're always bitching about how liberals are too concerned with people's emotions and feelings and stuff.
Right?
Really? You basically just sent a guy in there with a rifle.
Or like the Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
In Colorado. Yeah, no, liberals don't go that crazy with their fucking,
And you know what? I understand that thinking with your heart to a degree is a fault. It can be a fault. I would much rather think with my head. But there's nothing wrong with... You know what?
I always think with my dick.
Right. I would rather think completely with my heart than not and send a dude in there with a rifle that can end innocent people's lives.
Agreed.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's just common sense.
Also, I don't really believe... It's like when they say liberals only think with their heart and not their head. It's just like Democrats saying Republicans are racist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's like, maybe some are like that, but not all of them. Not the majority of them. Most of the liberals are people like Bernie Sanders who, they have actual fact for why they believe what they believe. Not the point. I'm not going to get into that. But this fucking alt media is fucking dangerous.
Oh, I know.
Not only has it like Trump won Man of the Year, alt media should have won. Thing of the year. Because it is what won the election for Trump.
Right.
40% of all, fake stories were against Hillary Clinton. The fact that there was a massive shooting. Maybe no one got shot, thank God. But who knows about next time,
Right.
It's ridiculous that we're allowed to, I don't know, that kind of shit is allowed to exist.
Right.
Without being any repercussion, And Alex Jones, another one of those people that's just as bad. He'll sit there and say, George Soros is eating your children from the inside out.
Right.
And he can get away with doing that.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And you've got so many people that are fucking retarded. Sorry. But they don't know how to, I guess, fully process this stuff.
Comprehend it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then
they don't think it through.
And they just go off with their gun to make justice, and we end up with where we're at now. And you can't deny any of that.
Right, yeah.
Like that story you were telling me, though, it's a little off kilter, but it's somewhat what we're talking about. The meme that came up when that psycho Muslim guy went off. That, like, how did it go?
What?
Don't tell Democrats.
Oh, when the one where it's the Homer Simpson meme where he's like, is that the one where he's fading into the bushes?
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen it, it's basically just Homer Simpson backing into the bushes. And it was like when liberals find out that the Muslim attacker didn't use a gun.
And the funny thing is, no one did.
Right, yeah.
That's why we're against
like,
guns.
So,
it's not to stop the attacks, it's so no one dies.
Right, so basically what you're telling me is what it had been like if there was a gun.
Right?
Yeah. I wonder. Probably more injured, too.
Put an AK-47 in that guy's hands
and I hate the argument about how, well, if you ban guns, it's not going to stop killings and attackings. I know that, but it makes it a little harder. Unless you're in, like, a Chinese subway. Well, that's just spin around and slash. But...
yeah.
But, this guy...
But you're also going to get overpowered.
Right, yeah.
As where if you have a gun, people are going to back up. Because, bullets go through flesh.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there was a shooting at a comedy show in New Jersey.
When was this?
Sunday, I think.
Really? I didn't hear about that.
Can you look it up?
Yeah, sure.
Because I can't remember the name of it. And, in fact, I kind of forgot until we just started talking about this.
Don't let me forget. I have something pulled up that I want to talk to you about.
Okay, sounds good.
Meanwhile,
club? While you're looking that up, here's other news. You remember South Carolina, North Carolina? The one cop that shot the guy that was running away? The black guy that was running away from him? He's a 52-year-old man.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that guy who just immediately got fired from the police. And it was like, it wasn't homicide, it was murder. He got away with it.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I should say this. They're going to have a retrial.
Well,
yeah.
If it didn't go through the first time.
No, exactly.
So if you have a badge, it's okay.
Pretty much.
It's Bloomfield Sports Bar.
That's what it had a weird name. But a shooting happened there, and was there any deaths? I believe there was injuries.
I'm not...
6 or 8 injuries, I believe. I don't think there was any deaths.
4 people were shot.
Okay.
At least 5 people were taken to non-life-threatening injuries. I'm not seeing anything about anyone dying. I'm kind of skimming through it real quick, but I
think it would have been major up there, that said they would have died, someone would have died. And I didn't hear of anyone dying.
Oh.
I heard
during the investigation, police found a .357 handgun and 12 bricks of heroin in a vehicle outside the bar.
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
Cody, what are you doing over there?
No, yes, yeah, I just got to the end of it. I don't see anything about anyone dying. Just that 5 people were taken to the hospital, non-life-threatening injuries. So not even critical, which is good.
When I heard that, actually on Fox News, and there again, I will, to my dying breath, I will say Fox News is fucking news.
Right.
It is biased.
But see, that's the same reason I don't like CNN.
Fucking biased as fuck, but still, it is news. I saw the story of that on there, and everyone was saying, this is why we need to arm our civilians, because a good guy would have stopped that.
Oh my god, I hate that. Because you know what, here's the thing. My first thing that comes to mind with that is, most comedy clubs are not packed, but they're fairly well crowded. You know what, you know how easy it is to miss one shot?
Not to mention drunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done a lot of comedy shows, and a lot of people are drunk.
Let's just say, for sake of argument, it's the security guard. He has a gun. Okay, you know what? The dude takes one move when you shoot, and you just hit someone else.
And not to mention, they had
You're not fucking John Wayne.
It was actually kind of interesting because they had a SWAT expert on there, and he trains and runs with a bunch of SWAT team, and he was like, I think they thought they were gonna get him on their side. And he was like, no, I don't think that would have been the answer at all. Well, and he explained, he's like, a normal cop who gets 500 hours of training, blah, 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 all this, they suffer in those situations. It's not easy.
Right.
You think it's easy. You think, okay, there's a shooting, I'll back down. I'll wait till I hear he's ran out of bullets, and then I'll pop up and shoot him. Right. You don't know. You're freaked out.
Yeah,
for one.
No, exactly.
You're not paying attention,
On what fort was it? We were still doing the show. when I think we had just started when this happened. It was down in Texas. What?
Or in Tennessee?
No, it was a fort in Texas, I think, where the soldier came in and started shooting people.
I think it was Tennessee.
Was it Tennessee?
No, Tennessee was a Muslim guy came in and shot a bunch of people at a recruitment office.
No, this was like the actual fort. Fort something. I know it was in Texas.
I don't know.
But it was like a couple years ago. But
Texas.
Right. But even they were saying and that's the thing I found funny about it was they had a no gun policy in the building.
Yeah.
Military didn't even want guns in the compound.
That was the same thing with the thing in Tennessee.
Yeah.
The recruit office. And Obama talked to, those people and said, you can have guns. And they're like, nah, we're good.
We don't want them. I don't
fine.
blame them. It's not because...
And when you talk to someone right after a shooting, I would be one of those people. Right after shooting, I'm like, give me a gun.
Right,
And
these are trained people.
You're freaked out, But yeah, and they're even like, nah, we're good.
But anyway, little off topic, but I wanted to bring this up to you. I'm not entirely sure, actually, what your thoughts on abortion are. But did you hear about the Ohio?
Oh, I did.
Okay, I have a serious problem with that.
So do I.
Because here's why. Whether you believe in abortion or not, this is just retarded.
Well, I believe in it because
I do too.
It's a thing that exists.
Whether you support it or not. The thing is, Ohio passed a bill. It's called the heartbeat bill. That as soon as the heartbeat
is like 6 weeks, I believe.
4 to 6. People don't find out they're pregnant until they're 4 to 6 weeks pregnant.
Right.
So it's like, well, they can enhance all these testers and whatnot, but I think they've only gotten it down to like 4 weeks is the soonest you can find out.
Here's
For
something
sure.
like that,
and so
even then,
by that time,
it's rough.
like what if you're? I'm not condoning opening your legs at 17 or 18, but people do it. It's all right. Just be safe.
We
but
all lost our virginity before we're
accidents
18.
do happen. What if like right now?
You're just not ready to ruin your life?
Well, and I'm not financially stable. I couldn't afford it. It would be worse for the baby if it was born.
Here's my argument with that, and has nothing to do with like a moral compass or anything like that. But if two young, healthy people, if they end up having a mistake, instead of aborting, they really can give it up for an adoption or go through those. And here's what you can do: you can find these groups that try to find parents for kids that don't, or they try to find wannabe parents that can't have their own kids.
Right.
And they usually have to order outside of the country for a kid.
Right.
And a lot of times, man, you can make some money. They'll pay for the whole procedure, and you know that your kid will be taken care of because they actually want the kid. Now, if that's not what you want to do,
here's my other.
Fine. I don't have a problem with it, to be honest.
Right. And here's my other thing on abortion. I don't put a lot of my faith in funny pictures, but this one really did have some significance behind it because it was just a cartoon sketch. It had a guy standing up at a podium with an audience, and it said, "How many of you are against abortion?" And everybody raised their hands, and then he asked, "How many of you are willing to adopt?" And none of them raised their hands.
That's a good point.
And I'm like, honestly, that's the thing. Everybody's so against abortion, but then it's like, what happens once you have the baby, but you can't afford it?
There is a lot of
nobody wants to adopt.
There is a lot of people that do, though. They can't have kids.
Well, that's all right.
And it's a big thing, and especially with the gay community being as big it is now.
Right.
Lot of, but that's the thing. If you can go through that kind of channel, and they pay for everything and whatever, maybe even give you a few bucks, for your trouble, then that's one thing. Okay.
Right. And I know that you've said in the past, this isn't going to stop abortion. It's just going to stop safe abortions.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Well, and here's my question. I didn't read enough into it, but does that go with DNCs as well?
I'm not...
Because that's technically an abortion.
Right, yeah. I didn't see it anywhere.
I read into it too, and
Did you know...
not to mention the caveat that I saw on that was
the what?
The caveat.
What does that mean? I've never heard that. The excerpt.
No. I don't know the hashtag, if you will,
Okay.
of that is I got to speak young people, even though I'm like only whatever. The thing with it was like rapists and child molesters, abortions, like those specifically were targeted in this whole thing. Like you get raped.
Well, and that's one of the things it talks about. This is John Kasich, who, by the way, I think is really funny on this site. It says the presidential wannabe, John Kasich. You know, he told CNN that he's pro-life with the exceptions of rape, incest, and life of the mother. But he still isn't sure whether he'll sign the bill or not.
Which is bullshit, man.
Right.
Like, come on.
I don't know. I just have a lot of
okay, here's the other thing. A lot of people will say, that are against abortions, they say, well, poor people use that as a form of birth control. Do you have any idea how much an abortion costs?
Oh my god, yeah, it's not cheap, and it's not even, like, it's safe-ish, but it's still not good for you.
So much cheaper.
Oh, yeah.
To get the day after pill.
Oh, yeah.
You know
but,
what
I mean, if you can't get it if you don't know, like...
If you don't use a condom.
Right, I know, but, if there's, like, a little hole in it. I'm just saying, it does happen.
There. Oh, yeah, totally.
But,
But I'm just saying, like... People aren't actively saying, I'm just going to knock up whoever I want,
right,
and we'll get an abortion, no big deal.
I really don't know anybody who wants to get an abortion.
No one.
Nobody goes in there wanting to kill something, but what's the alternative?
No, exactly. It's like the DNCs. They're fucking traumatic for women.
Yeah.
And the baby's already dead in that situation. You're just taking out a dead fetus.
It's not like any of these mothers, and I mean, I understand that any woman, once they're pregnant, they're like, oh, I kind of want to have a baby, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
it's part of them. It's a whole...
But good on them when they think more logically and reasonably. Like, you may want to have a baby, but right now just may not be a good time for you.
You may not be.
If you're still in college, I'm not saying it's impossible, but that's tough.
No, and it's definitely not impossible.
Even more so if you don't even have a significant other.
I've actually known a few women that were single parents during our college years, and they're successful as shit now.
Yeah, no, I mean, it can be done.
Because in some ways, and I'm just arguing, not really the other side of it, because in a lot of ways, like, those same girls, women, whatever, were not at all the parties. They were not, they grew up quick,
right,
and so they took life very serious. And
so here's my question for you. What do you think about the argument, it's not your body?
100. I actually back that 100%, because it's not.
Well, okay.
As a man, it's not. I don't know what it feels like. I have no idea.
I mean, like when they're saying it's not your body, so you can't choose to kill the baby. That whole thing. When they're saying, oh, you can't kill, it's not your choice. You can't kill the baby because it's not your body.
I think men in this situation have about a 30% say. 30 to 40%. The option is still on the woman. But I think if you're like, listen, I want to get an abortion, and you make a lot of claims to that, and the woman is like, no, I want to keep it, then...
But I'm talking about if the woman wants an abortion.
Oh,
but
and
no. I'm talking about if the woman wants an abortion, but the state says you can't have an abortion. It's not your choice. It's not the baby.
That.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying whether the man has
I thought you were talking about between a man and a woman.
No, I'm talking about the state and the laws, that all these arguments that are saying you can't kill the baby. It's not...
No,
okay, yeah. That's why I was kind of confused. Like, you're for abortion, but you're supporting the not your body argument. I was just confused.
No, I'm against it. I mean, I'm for abortion,
too.
Yeah.
Me too. And, you actually brought up a really good point, because I didn't know how to articulate it in the sense that it's not a cop-out. Abortion isn't a cop-out.
No.
It's not like, oh, I got pregnant, I don't really want to have it. It's not that simple. If you really think that any woman that goes in... And, there may be some. I'm not going to speak in generalities. That's a Republican thing to do. But...
No, there probably is some that are just like, fuck it.
Right.
Rip it out of me.
Honestly, like 95% of them, I'm sure, aren't that decided on it.
No.
I'm sure a lot of them do probably regret it even after the abortion.
I think our generation has all watched Juno. We know how
sure, yeah.
what the whole process is like. No, I mean, that's probably 99% of most women that have to go through that or through the abortion process.
Right.
It's not easy. Especially once you see the little thing. Like, at like a few months, you hear the heartbeat and you see it looks like a little lizard. And you're like, holy shit, is it going to be a lizard?
You get your hopes up.
Yeah, and then it comes out and it's not a little lizard, and you're like, what the fuck?
Should have killed it.
I wanted a lizard.
Should have swallowed.
No, you know.
No, I just thought, back to the whole bill, I just thought it was really dumb because you're pretty much, like, that's the best time to do it, honestly. Because people complain about, like, a late-term abort. Like, that was one of the things with Hillary. People were complaining about how it was late-term and stuff.
Which
and
she never, by the way, ever okayed. And was like,
right.
If it would, her caveat with that was that if the mother was in danger, and I think she was on the side of saying, like, if it's
well, and that
if it's a little bit of a window licker,
right? And also part of it was the third trimester thing. People got so up in arms about that, but that's part of it. What people didn't understand was third trimesters are so rare; they never do them because it is so late. The only times they do it is if it is rape, incest, or the mother in danger,
or if the baby is fucked up.
Yeah, that's the only times they do it.
There's a lot of like cases where you hear like babies are born without like half a brain
and
or a skull.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. I could look up, but I'm not. But I'm pretty sure you actually have to do like a case for it. I don't think you can. I don't think it's as simple as a normal abortion. I think you actually have to have it cleared by like the state.
You do
in order to do it.
Yeah.
See, that's what I thought, but I figured you'd know.
Yeah,
for sure.
They do actually go by it and say like if you can or can't, which is bullshit, by the way. If the woman's in danger.
No, I mean, I think if the woman's in danger, it'll get okayed.
Not always.
Really?
No, fucking our vice president in Indiana. No, you couldn't get an abortion at all.
Valid.
Even if the woman was in danger, you know.
Which, how crappy is that? Like, you're going to sacrifice the life of... Well, I'm not going to say an age, because it can happen in any age. You're going to sacrifice the life of someone who could have a future.
18 to 36,
yeah,
whatever.
Could have a future, could have a family, even just a husband.
Maybe already has fucking kids. Who knows?
So you're going to sacrifice a useless piece of flesh that has done nothing for the world so far.
Yeah.
Over someone who's contributed and could be happy, could have a really bright future, could make millions in her life, could be really successful. You're going to sacrifice that over a sack of somewhat organs.
Or nothing. But, she could be completely worthless, but it doesn't matter because it's not their life. It's her life.
Exactly.
And that's the problem.
And I mean...
And I can't get behind... that's one of my main reasons why I fucking hate liberals. Or, Republicans.
I was like, wow.
Because of the fact that... Sorry. I was looking at your phone.
Oh,
it threw me off. You're a popular boy today. You can say that.
This is the girl I'm talking to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Make sure not to end up with this problem when you're dealing with her.
Right, yeah. No, see, that's where you just, push her down the stairs or...
Yeah, right.
Little uppercut to the stomach, whatever.
Yeah,
You can go all Saw on her and accidentally hit her with the doorknob. No. Have you seen that movie?
Saw?
Yeah. It's given the backstory of...
SAW?
Yeah, the torture movie. I can't remember
I've seen, the first couple.
I only remember him by See, I think it's in, the second or third one. I only know him by Jigsaw. But the guy who... the Jigsaw persona guy, his wife was pregnant, and basically she worked at a health facility, and this bum wanted drugs, and he pushed the door open, and it hit her against the wall, and the doorknob hit her in the stomach. It showed her bleeding out and everything, and that's part of why he's so crazy.
That's kind of funny, because it doesn't happen that quick.
Right, no, but that's completely off the point. Hey, you know what? There's my movie review that I haven't done in so long.
I've actually got a few movie reviews.
Let's go for it. At a better point.
Did I talk about Bad Moms?
Not on air.
I fucking hate Bad Moms, by the way. I was livid over this movie for days.
Last we talked, which was a few days ago, you were pretty bitter about it.
I fucking couldn't. For one, didn't find it funny.
The only one that, for those of you who have seen it, the only one I found funny was the crazy drunk mom.
Even her.
Who was cheating on her husband pretty much.
Yeah. Well, no, I think she was single.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even her, though, I was like, this is very stereotypical.
Yeah, it's one of those, what do you call it, the coming of age movies?
Kind of, but for
it's
older
right,
women.
Yeah. What's that really good one, though? The coming of age for, teenagers.
American Pie?
No, because it was that remember the baseball movie we watched?
Oh.
And it was like that, only not good.
Oh, Dazed and Confused?
Yeah, Dazed and Confused.
Great movie.
It is.
But no, my thing with it is just this is why Republicans, and this is why Trump won, is because of movies like Bad Moms, where basically the man does nothing. He's just a blumbering retard.
Right.
But, you know, the woman always has, like, this option of this super cut ethnic fella.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I'm sorry. But if you watch, there's so many...
I want you...
The fucking dude is a fag.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted you to bring up.
Because of the fact that, like, after he boned Mila
Kunis. Mila Kunis, yeah.
Who was I thinking of? No, it doesn't matter. But yeah, then, like, after they're done fucking, he's like...
right after.
Yeah, like, just, yeah. He's like, can I eat you out again?
Can I go down on you?
Whatever. Same principle. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Who wants to eat your own jizz?
Well, by the way, not to mention...
I mean, besides Cody.
Right. Let's just say that he used the condom. It's still going to taste like latex.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never tasted latex.
And all sorts of friction burn.
But if it smells like it tastes, I don't imagine that tastes very good.
I don't
Unless
think
it's a
so.
flavored
Either.
one.
We'll be right back. We're going to take a break. Probably be on a part 2. Whatever. But we'll come back with our shitty movie reviews.